Demon Slayer Season 3 is the worst season of Demon Slayer, but I understand why, and I'm not going to kill him for it, right? So what makes Demon Slayer so great is they walk this very tight rope. And this tightrope is the fact that they get us emotionally invested with new characters in a story way quicker than any other anime we've ever seen. They do this in a very short amount of time. So they basically get you as much as emotionally invested with the show and characters, new characters especially, like One Piece, right? Like that's the big thing about One Piece is that it gets everybody emotionally invested with everybody, with all the characters that you see in their stories. But it takes them an extremely long time. That's why One Piece has so many episodes. But what makes Demon Slayer so unique is that they're able to achieve that type of emotional investment in a short amount of time, and that's unheard of, right? But this time, that tightrope that they walk, they fall off. It doesn't hit the same as it does with other seasons. So for this season, I'm not gonna lie, it feels rushed. It feels rushed. Um, the suspense for the villains to arrive, there's no suspense. They just show up, and you're like, oh, damn, they're here. Okay, wow, they're here. All right, cool, okay. And then you see the Hashira, and the Hashira show up, and you're like, wow, okay, the Hashira are there, right? The Hashira are who they are, right? Do they even have the picture? Hang on, let me pull up the Hashira for you. So we have this pink Hashira. So she is probably, her backstory is whatever. She's the love Hashira, and you really don't care about her story that they show you. You're not emotionally invested into it. You're just like, oh, I mean, that's the story, I guess. Like it's cool. Her power is like, oh, it's cool. She is fighting the upper four, and in this season, if you didn't know, they are fighting the upper five and the upper four demons. She's competing and fighting against the upper four. She's trying to hold them back, and nobody defeats the upper four by themselves. It takes group effort. Tanjiro, another guy is helping. Obviously, Netsuko and this Hashira as well. So it takes a very group effort to beat upper four. Nobody's strong enough to beat the upper four 1-on-1. And you see her power, but you're not really that lit off of it. She has an interesting sword, but you're like, I mean, that's cool. I mean, and she shows up. You're like, oh, that's great that she shows up finally. And she gets to fight on with the upper four, and it's just It's just and it's a fight scene. They have CGI. The CGI really isn't. Can I show it to you guys? Yeah, I can show it. Yeah, wait, here it is. Wait, hang on, guys. Boom. There's a CGI. The CGI, I'm not even a huge knock on it, but it just, the fight scenes just weren't it. They just weren't that lit. Like the Entertainment District. I mean, the Entertainment was a goated season 2. But this didn't really hit. It didn't. This fight scene was whatever, and it wasn't just the CGI. It just wasn't that good of a fight scene, and you really didn't care about the Hashira. And to even go back to the Mist Hashira, and I don't even know if you can get to him. So this is the upper four demon. I'm trying to show you guys just screenshots of this. So this is the upper four demon, and his backstory is kind of trash. You don't really feel bad for him at all, or even feel like even a relation to his story. Um, it's non-existent, right? Even in the Entertainment Art District with the siblings, you may not have felt bad for them, but you could feel for their story and like how they grew up. It's like, damn, that is tough. Okay, he was always the big brother, and it's like emotional. You're like, dang, that's interesting. Like, I may not agree with what you're doing. You're still wrong. You guys are still terrible. But I understand how you guys ended up there. For this one, basically the upper four is just a guy that, somebody that no matter how bad they're at fault, they'll always find something else to blame other than themselves. So no accountability. That's who this guy is. Um, Upper four ranked demon, and yeah, there's just nothing redeeming about him, which you can kind of be happy about. Like, there's finally an anime where the villain is just a dick, right? Just somebody you just absolutely didn't like. But yeah, no, that was the characteristic of this upper four demon. He was, when he was human, he was a guy that always felt sorry for himself, no matter what he did, no matter when he stole, when he committed like a heinous crime and attacked somebody. He just like, it wasn't me, it was my hands, or I'm blind. He would fake being blind, and I would steal. It was just my hands doing it. It wasn't me. Why don't you take pity on me? Why don't you take pity on me? And that was annoying, but not annoying, but she was just like, yeah, I just don't like him. Like, he's just a guy. Cool. He showed up. It's whatever. It was another whatever. You know what I'm saying? So there was no emotional investment part of this. But I will say the great part about with the battle with the upper four, right, was let me get back to the beginning. I don't want to spoil too much, right? Wow. What the fuck, bro? Yeah, here it is. So I don't want to spoil too much, but this is a review. So was seeing the best part of the season was seeing Tanjiro upset. The best part of Demon Slayer season 3 was seeing Tanjiro angry, actually letting his anger out. Right? It was a great scene, man, because he's the most like caring and loving one. Like he always feel emotions for people. And this was the time where he just really was angry. He was like, you need to atone for your sins. And he let his anger out. And we saw it in pure form. And spoiler alert, like I said, was in the moment of his anger, the sun was coming up. And I love this part because it was like a flashback to Demon Slayer Mugen Train with Rengoku. When the sun came up and the demon ran, and Tanjiro was so upset he threw the sword at the tree, and he was like, "Nah, you a hoe, like you a punk, you ain't really like that. Like you ran, right?" And that's why his anger came back out because the sun was about to come up and the demon was running away again. So it was a cool like flashback mode, like a flashback moment. I think for Tanjiro's head, like, no, this is why I'm angry. Like you're not gonna get away again. No one's gonna run away because the sun's coming up again. You're not running again, and that's another thing that added to his anger. And it was a cool moment to see that, and I think that was the one of the best parts about this season for sure. The last episode saves the season. Right? I think the whole season up until the last episode was very lacking, but the last episode to me saved it up at the end. So let me crap on it some more though. I do have to say, like I said, with the Infinity Hashira, where is he at? You don't even really get to see, bro. Where is he? 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 Okay. You don't get to see. Okay, I don't really have a picture for him, but you don't really get to see. But the Mist Hashira was cool. Like I said, his story was better than the Loving Hashira's story for sure. But in the end, it just felt rushed, man. It felt so rushed. Like he shows up and when he defeats the upper five demon in a one-on-one fight, which shows off his strength and shows off his power, which is great to see. It just happens so quick, and when he does it, you're like, oh, he really won. Like that's it. Like that's all it is. That's the dub. Okay, wow. I was expecting more of a fight, and it just happens so quickly. You don't, like I said, it's not an emotional roller coaster. Like the entertainment district with the ninja against the like there was an emotional roller coaster. You were like, oh my god, you're like, oh no, oh ooh, dang no, but his arm is gone, and this fight was just kind of like, yeah, no, he wins, yeah, no, good dub, man. And I think that was to also show how strong the Mist Hashiro is, but it just was so lackluster because everything happened so quickly. Like the Mist Hashira gets in danger, and he's out of danger. Then when he's out the danger, he wins. It's like boom, boom, boom. And yeah, there, like I said, there was no real suspense in it. There was nothing to keep you on the tip of your toes this season. Everything was just kind of flowing and happening. Like I said, it's a tightrope Demon Slayer walks, so I won't kill them for it because they're the only, to me, anime that ever really achieved this and achieved it multiple times, which is it's incredible. Like I said, it's incredible. And I give Demon Slayer even more slack because they're very consistent. They give us movies, they gave us a movie, a second season, and a third season, right? And JJK is just now getting their second season coming out in the summer. So I give them hella credit for being so consistent, but I have to keep it a buck too. You guys did mess up this time. So I'm gonna wrap this up with the last best thing about this story. My absolute favorite thing about this anime, about season 3, the best thing about Demon Slayer season 3 was what happens at the end, man. And with Nezuko. And there's a moment where the sun is coming up, guys. Spoiler alert. Sun is coming up. Tanjiro has to decide whether to either leave Nezuko or go stop the demon from killing humans. The sun is up. So if he leaves Nezuko, Nezuko will die. But the sun won't kill the upper demon in time. And he has to make a decision. And he can't decide, y'all. He can't decide what to do. He's like, I can't make the decision. Like his sister's his whole reason for being a demon slayer, right? His whole reason for joining the demon corps, and it was an emotional moment. And Nezuko kicks him. She kicks him in the air to go fight the demon, so now he has to go fight the demon. And I loved that scene because I just did a review about Black Clover, how Black Clover is for kids, for ages 12 and below, max, because it's like the power of friendship. You can overcome anything. But that's like Disney Channel PG. That's not real life, right? But this in Demon Slayer showed real life because in that moment, Tanjiro is devastated. He just lost his sister. But even with that being the case, he can't cry. He can't get in his head like, no, it's the end of the world. He can't panic. He can't let his emotion take him over because there's still a job he has to do, and that is he has to go take out this demon to save people's lives. And I love that lesson that he gave. Because he remains calm and he does his job and defeats the demon. And I love that because in life, what you know about life, as I learned being a young adult, man, there's going to be times in your life where things happen, things are terrible, but you still have to go out there and you have to go get the job done. When the job is done, then you can let all your emotions out and deal with what was going on. But in the moment, you can't panic. You gotta go get the job done. That's what adulting is. Things are gonna happen. Life is tough. But when life gets tough, hey, I know it hurts. Get up, man. Go get that job done. Hey, I know you don't know how you're gonna pay these bills, man. You worked it out. All right, I worked my ass off, worked these hours, I paid off the bills. And then you're like, oh, I can't believe I got it done. No, I got it done. Yo, I didn't know. Yo, so died. Man, I'm emotionally stable. But hey, man, you still got to take this test. You got to go get this job done. Hey, man, you still got to show up to this conference. Hey, man, you still got to get this deal done, this $1 million deal done. You still have to go get the job done. Hey, you're sick. I know you're sick, but you still got to show up to your son's game. You still got to show up to your son's ceremony. You still got to be there on time. Like, that's what adulting is life. Like, you're not going to have the perfect circumstances. And even though stuff happens in life, you still have to go get the job done. And I just love that moment about Demon Slayer. And that is what I loved. The biggest thing I loved about the season was that, man. That emotional scene where he couldn't let his emotions hit. And after he defeats a demon, obviously, it's good to let your emotions out. But in life, we'll get hit and we have to go get the job done still. And that's what I loved from this season. That was the biggest takeaway I took from it. Um, yeah, man. For everyone growing up to be adult, and you learn it in school, right? Like, even though you're sick, you in college, there's not a lot of make it late. Ain't no one cares, bro. Hey, job. Hey, man, this just happened. Yo, you still got to do this. You still got to. So, I love that. That lesson in Demon Slayer. Like I said, that's a reality thing, and that I enjoyed that much. Um, so yeah, guys. My overall review of the season, though, if I'm comparing the season to itself, I would give it really like a 7.5, somewhere between there, 7 or 7.5. Go back and forth between a 7 and 7.5. If I was gonna go like overall to like all animes, I would give it an 8. I would give it an 8. But comparing Demon Slayer to itself, this was like a 7.5. Actually, I'll go 7. I'll go 7 to be honest. It's a 7 anime, seven season for Demon Slayer. But yeah, man, it's your boy Chosen. I hope I gave a good review on it and a fair one that wasn't just hating on it. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to the show. To this my season review. I feel like I'm the most honest anime reviewer out there, reactioner, all that good stuff. So let me know, what did you guys rank? Rate this story. Is this the worst season of Demon Slayer? Uh, it's your boy Chosen, man. Like, subscribe, enjoy the reaction, and let me know what you guys want me to review next or talk about next. I'm out.